Alrighty, everybody. Hope we are doing well on this Thursday. Welcome to Fox 35 Weather Extra. Meteorologist Laurel Blanchard, and we are in our brand new studio, which has been so exciting. So don't mind all the Amazon boxes back there. We'll see if we can try to cover those up a little bit. But it is such a beautiful space. It has been looking so good on air so far. And we're just so excited to finally be in a home once again where we can do what we do best here at Fox 35. So we are going to be seeing the heat really build in. If you thought it's already been feeling hot, it's only going to be feeling hot, and hotter over the next couple of days. Seeing a couple more people write in. Again, we are live on Fox Local. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. Write in where you're watching from. Let us know how hot it was in your neck of the woods today. Because over the next couple of weeks, and especially on the weekends, we're going to be looking for weather observations and weather watchers to write in of what the daily high was or the low was for the day. So definitely write in. Let us know how hot it got in your neck of the woods, and let us know where you're watching from. So let's get right into it. Let's start off with our radar. It was hot today, but we still are seeing a couple storms out there. So let's break that down first and foremost. So what we're seeing out there right now is mainly along the west coast. So not necessarily impacting our viewing area, but we still are seeing a couple of storms out there. So let's start off in the Gainesville area, seeing a couple of storms making their way further up the I-75 corridor. Not too much up here. Those have significantly fizzled out. A little bit further down by Ocala, Bellevue, just north of Denellen, moving into Williston in Levy County. You're going to be probably seeing a couple of thunderstorms out there, maybe the possibility of a little bit of hail in some of those stronger storms. Seeing a couple people write in. Hey, Kevin from Lakeland on YouTube. Hey, Alice from Winter Haven on Facebook. Definitely write in, say where you're watching from, as we're kind of breaking down the radar and getting started with this. But overall, still seeing a couple of very scattered showers a little bit further inland in Flagler County. So just north of Pearson and Volusia County, Palatka seeing a couple of showers as well. Seeing that lightning fizzling out as we take a look over the Palm Coast area, a little bit closer in, Crescent City area more specifically. Seeing a little bit more of that lightning starting to fizzle out. But pretty much all up the I-95 corridor, not seeing a drop of rain. We're really seeing all of that rain being pushed off the west coast, and we can see a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings getting triggered just north of Holiday and the Tampa area, just north of Clearwater, over Jasmine Estates as well, seeing some of those storms popping up. Seeing a couple more people write in. Hey, Freddie from Mechanicsburg, Florida, 84 degrees out there right now. Elaine Tovett from Holbrook, Massachusetts on Facebook. And Stephanie, hey Stephanie, joining in from Orlando. All right, so that's pretty much what we're seeing through the rest of the evening. These storms slowly going to be pushing off coast, but luckily no more of a threat to us. And over the next couple of days, our rain chances going to be pretty close to zero, which is pretty exciting. So if you weren't able to get outside last weekend because of those storms that really popped up and put a damper on the weekend, you will be able to get out there this weekend. However, the heat will be on. It will be on. So we are really going to be seeing much more of that heat really kick in over the next couple of days. So a little bit of a sneak peek in on the 8 o'clock show. So hopefully you'll join us for that. It is going to be hot. So just right now, I want to pull up what it feels like out there. And granted, a couple of areas have gotten some rain, so it's a little bit cooler in some areas versus some others. But DeLand and Volusia County area, western Volusia County, up towards Marion County, you can see this little bright orange spot right in the center. We did see a couple showers earlier on, so that's why it's a little bit cooler down by Leesburg and up towards the Pearson area. But we can see still 88 degrees in DeLand, 88 in Leesburg. But kind of ignoring that, we can see 97 in Bithlo. This is what it's feeling like right now. 93 in Orlando after we did see some rain across the Orlando metro area. Along the coast though, it is toasty out there. I would love to be at the beach out there right now. Cocoa Beach, 100 degrees feeling like at the moment. New Smyrna feeling like the upper 90s. It is toasty out there for sure. Lorraine writing in from Winter Springs. We'll talk about the weather coming up for the later on in the work week. And tell your daughter congratulations on getting married. I'll get to that forecast in a little bit. But we got to talk about the heat coming up for the weekend and the start of the work week. But Lorraine, I'll definitely swing back to that in a little bit. So as you're headed out the door tomorrow, let's start off with the end of the work week first. Looking outside, beautiful sunset. And if you check out my Facebook and Twitter, Meteorologist Laurel Blanchard, we saw a rainbow right over the Stella Nova and the sister hotel, the Terra Nova, whatever the sister hotel is. There was a rainbow right over it, and it was beautiful. It perfectly matched like the gradient that was on the hotel. I know one of them is the Stella Nova, and Terra Nova, I believe, is the other one, but it matched the gradient absolutely perfectly. Definitely go check that out. So as we take a look at this end of the work week, let's start off with that morning commute tomorrow. It's going to be hot right off the bat. We're talking about temperatures in the upper 70s as you're headed out the door tomorrow morning, quickly warming up, flirting with 90 by lunchtime. So that's how you know it's already going to be hot. And then of course, we are just going to add that little bit of moisture in the air, and it's going to be making it feel about 10 degrees warmer than that. So it is warm out there. Seeing a couple people writing in on our YouTube page. I see Marcia and Adam writing in from Ormond Beach. Hey guys. And so, taking a look through your Friday, this is what it's going to be actual temperature wise. We are looking at pretty much the mid 90s all across the board. But this is what it's going to be feeling like tomorrow. 109 in Sanford, feeling like also 109 in Bushnell, 108 in Claremont, 107 in Winter Haven. Also going to be seeing 106 in Melbourne and Palm Coast. So it's already going to be hot tomorrow. And we're going to even turn the heat up even more taking a look at the weekend. 96 degrees forecasted for Orlando on Saturday, 97 on Sunday, and it's only going to continue to pop up even more taking a look at the start of the work week. Seeing somebody, Maddie, writing in from the UK. Welcome from across the pond. So over the next couple of days, I do want to put a preface on this. So it's Florida, it's hot. It's the middle of summer. Of course it is going to be toasty for sure. But when we're talking about heat almost being excessive, like dangerously hot, you are out there for 5 minutes and you're already burning. If you're not hydrated, you could easily see that heat exhaustion set in. That's the reason why we are calling for impact days. Yes, of course, it's the middle of summer, it's Florida, it's going to be hot out there. But when we're talking about that heat where it's almost unbearable to be outside, that's when it starts to get dangerous out there for sure. So over the next couple of days, the heat index is going to be toasty out there for sure. Feeling like 106 here in Orlando tomorrow. Then we kind of get into those heat advisories over the next couple of days. 109 feeling like on Saturday, 110 on Sunday, even staying at 110 on Monday, and then possibly even one more up from there on Tuesday. And that is all because of a heat dome. So quick preface again before we kind of get into the reason why we're seeing this. Heat advisories, this is when it's going to be really hot outside. Make sure you don't take your pets outside for too long. Make sure you're staying hydrated, your pets are staying hydrated. It's going to be hot. I mean, of course, again, it's the middle of summer, we get it. But 108 is when the National Weather Service of Melbourne starts putting out heat advisories. Making sure, again, you're not doing anything too crazy out there, especially during the heat of the day. But when it even gets warmer than that, we saw that our heat indices pretty high. When we're flirting with 113 degrees, that's when we see that excessive heat kick in. So when we get those feels like temperature, when the temperature is already high, and then we just add that humidity in there, that just makes the air feel like soup. Yeah, that's when we really start to see those dangerous heat warnings, and you just walk outside and you instantly sweat. That is one of those things that we're really going to be possibly feeling taking a look at Monday. So over the next couple of days, take it easy. You have my permission. If you don't necessarily want to do that yard work, either try to get out there early or blame me. Just say I told you that you couldn't do it. So over the next couple of days, really try to listen to your body. Make sure you are staying hydrated. Just a couple of tips, again, to really stress the fact that it is going to be hot the next couple of days. Limit any outdoor activities, making sure you're drinking plenty of water, wearing that light clothing, reapplying that sunscreen. I always fail to do that, and I regret it the next day because I have a sunburn. Make sure you don't do what I do. And if you are working outdoors, try to do it earlier on, or also taking the dog for a walk. Do it earlier on in the morning when it's nice and cool, or later on in the evening. Probably around now is when you should be good, and things should finally start to let up a little bit as well. Also, I have a dog. Her name is Honey. She is the goodest girl in the world. But also you got to take care of your pets when it's this hot as well. So if you're looking on taking your pet out for a walk, do it earlier on in the day. Make sure they get some exercise, but in a nice cool place. Maybe play with them inside the house a little bit more. And also make sure they are kept hydrated. And I love to bring my dog on little adventures, but even still, leaving them in the car is so dangerous. So if you're taking them out for a walk, make sure, or you're taking them to one of the amazing parks that we have across Central Florida, make sure that the car is nice and cooled down before they get in, and take them out with you. If you're even just running an errand, take them home first and then go out and do whatever you need to do, because leaving a dog out in the car is so dangerous, and a car can get hot extremely quickly. So just a couple of things to help you be safe during the heat. So let's actually talk about what's happening and why we're seeing this heat overall. So this is a heat dome, and quite literally it is a bubble of heat that is just sitting around this high pressure system. And if anyone is familiar kind of how with an air compressor and how that works, we see air get condensed, and as that air is kind of just being squeezed and pushed down towards the surface, it heats up. And so when we see that squeezing action happening and being compressed down towards the surface, that's why we see this heat dome, this quite literal cycle of high heat that we're going to be seeing over the southeast in particular. So this is our heat dome. Seeing that continue to make its way off towards the northwest. But with that, we're going to be seeing the greatest amount of heat across the central Midwest, down towards Alabama, Mississippi, but also Florida is going to be getting in on some of the action as well. So over the next couple of days, and especially on Monday is going to be easily the hottest day of the year for us here in Central Florida so far. We are looking at a high of 97 degrees. And that's not even accounting for humidity. That's just the temperatures flat straight, is what their forecasted is. 97, and then just adding a couple more to that, that is what's going to be really amping up the heat over the next couple of days. And also, if anyone's watching from my old market, Johnson City, little Easter egg there for you. So that's what we're seeing over the next couple of days. Ultimately, make sure you're staying hydrated. I can't stress that enough. But it's going to be nice over the next couple of days. Our rain chances are pretty much going to be slim to none. And as we're talking about heat, something that I find a little bit funny is that 6 months ago, we weren't talking about heat. We were talking about the bitter cold. And for folks here that are watching here in Central Florida, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Snow at the beach. 6 months ago today, we saw back in 2025, January 2025, snow in Florida. Quite literally snow on the beach. And Pensacola got 9 inches, breaking a state record. So it's a little bit funny how about 6 months ago we were talking about the bitter cold for us here in Central Florida and snow, which does not happen very often. And now we are talking about the total other end of the spectrum being that extreme heat. So that's what it's going to be the gist over the next couple of days. So let us actually, we talked about Monday. I do want to touch on the tropics real quick, and then Lorraine, I did not forget about you. We'll take a look at your Tuesday as well. But quick check on the tropics, and then we'll break down what we're going to be seeing through the weekend and the start of next week. Tropics overall, and let me just do a double check on my end over here. So National Hurricane Center, they update their data. Okay, that looks good. So they update their data at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. So right around now is when they actually put out the data. So I just wanted to make sure everything was correct before I showed that. But we're still keeping an eye on this blob out here, and I will adjust that X ever so slightly to move it more closer to New Orleans. But over the next couple days, we're still going to be keeping an eye on this blob over the Western Gulf. And 10% chance of seeing some sort of development in the next 48 hours, 10% chance of seeing some sort of development within the next 7 days. It's ultimately an area of low pressure that's just continuing to be pushed westward because of the high pressure that's moving in. And so no matter what we see this thing develop as, most likely it's just going to be staying this disorganized cluster of thunderstorms. It is going to be bringing in, once again, another immense amount of rain to the Gulf Coast, which is unfortunate for the Texas area. They are just starting to get out of that flooding that they've been in for the past couple of weeks now, and just starting to get back on their feet. So this is definitely something that we're going to be watching, especially along the Gulf Coast. But lots of heavy rain across Louisiana, over towards Texas, and even moving into mid-Texas as we head through the next couple of days. But that's something that we're looking at right now. But also, on top of the heat that we're going to be seeing, we're going to be seeing another wave of the Saharan dust, which is good and bad. Good because we are going to be seeing that Saharan dust kind of limit that tropical activity. That's always a plus. However, on the flip side, this is what's going to add almost this milky and haziness to the air, and that's something that's almost going to add more to that miserableness of the heat as we take a look at the weekend. So that's something that we're going to be watching for sure. We roughly have a little bit over 85% left of the season to go. Most of tropical activity happened between August and October, with the peak being September 10th. So things are really going to be picking up quite a bit as we head through the next couple of months. So make sure you have the Fox Local app downloaded. Follow myself, follow Brooks Gardner, Jessica Dobson, TJ Springer, and Noah Bergeron to make sure you don't miss a tropical update. But luckily, tropics are quiet for now, so let's hope it stays that way for a little bit. All right, Lorraine, I'm going to circle back to you. So let's actually take a look at our rain chances for the next couple of days. We are, for our rain chances, staying quiet at least through the start of the work week. So Friday, tomorrow, seeing those rain chances tomorrow, very scattered, so that's good. Saturday, Sunday, things are looking good. Monday and Tuesday, we start to see things pick back up a little bit. But I think if, Lorraine, you said your daughter is getting married in Daytona, we'll check that in 1 second. But we are going to be seeing almost those sea breeze storms kind of kick back into gear. So fingers crossed for you, Lorraine. Seeing those storms kind of move a little bit further inland, so they kind of pass over Daytona. So over the next couple days, and hopefully my model kind of reaches out that far, we're going to be seeing those storms quiet down through the rest of the overnight tonight. Taking a look at your Friday, beautiful day, especially to start off. A couple of very scattered showers, and these are just going to be peppered across the region as we take a look at your Friday afternoon and evening. And as we head through the weekend, it's going to be very similar. So seeing just those very, very scattered rain chances, things popping up, quickly dying down, just a couple of scattered showers. Honestly, you might be even unlucky if you do get caught into a few of these showers, to be totally honest. Then we see a couple of clouds start to make their way back in on Sunday. More of the same though, just very, very scattered showers across the region. But we see this eastern southerly flow really, this eastern flow kind of take control. So most of these storms going to be picking up probably across the middle of the peninsula and then slowly pushing west. So Lorraine, that's a little bit of good news for your daughter right there. And then Monday, more of the same, seeing a couple of those storms pick up, and it looks like this model does not go out that far. So let's actually take a look at a different one. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, so this is our GFS model. This is a little bit of a model that looks further out. So this actually has a 10-day range as opposed to 3 or 4 day range. So here's Thursday, moving into Friday. That heat dome builds in. We have the heat, we have the humidity, all that fun stuff. Monday continues to stay on the drier side, couple more of those thunderstorms, and we see again that northeasterly flow really dominates. So we're going to be seeing those storms get pushed down towards Tampa if you're on the East Coast. And then taking a look at Tuesday, maybe a couple showers through the overnight, but things are looking clear for the most part. And then again, this is where we see more of those storms just kind of kick in. They'll probably fire up right across the central part of the peninsula and then get pushed towards Tampa. So fingers crossed, Lorraine, your daughter has maybe a little bit of a windy day, but fingers crossed a rain-free day for her wedding on Tuesday. So fingers crossed for that. And again, tell her congratulations for me. But popping back over to YouTube, Somebody from Colorado is watching. Hey, Joe. And thank you, Adam, for that very nice compliment there. Elizabeth is asking about the heat indices. We'll pop that up one more time, and then we'll wrap it up, popping up your 7-day. But here's what it's going to be feeling like over the next couple of days. So we are really going to be monitoring those heat advisories as we head through the next a couple of days because it is going to be hot. Highs are going to be throughout the mid 90s, and it's already going to be hot for sure. And then just adding a couple of degrees of humidity to that is making things feel so much more warm. Again, possibly adding about 10 to 15 degrees because of the humidity that's out there. So it is going to be that miserable heat over the next couple of days. So heads up out there for sure. Popping up your 7-day forecast real quick, and then we'll break it down. If anyone has any last minute questions, definitely let us know. But one last push, we are going to be starting up our Weather Watchers program on the weekend evening. So if you have a high temperature, a low temperature of the day, I would love to hear it. You can email our Weather Watchers email, and you can find that on our Fox 35 website. But for now, here's your 7-day. It's hot. I really can't say it any other way. It is going to be hot. But luckily for this weekend, I feel like last weekend we were a little bit gypped because of all those storms, and especially that lightning storm that was last week. Definitely put a little bit of a damper on some folks' weekend. So if you weren't able to get outside last weekend, you absolutely will be able to this weekend. It will be hot, it will be humid, so be prepared for that. And again, if you're spending any time outside, either try to do it earlier on in the morning, later on at night, or do what I want to do and head to the beach. That probably will be the best place to be, or by the pool. That's kind of a weekend that I'm thinking of. Overall, again, Monday we are going to be seeing the hottest day of 2025 so far. So it is going to be toasty out there again. Make sure you take it easy out there, and you can even blame me for possibly not even doing any outdoor yard work or anything too strenuous outside. You can blame the meteorologist on that one. And then also taking a look, we start to see those rain chances amp back up as we take a look towards the end of the work week as we see those typical sea breeze storms back in action, taking a look ahead into next week. But we're going to wrap up here. Thank you all so much for watching. Noah will be in tomorrow, and I will actually be hopping on the morning side tomorrow, joining in on the block party, which is really fun. So make sure you tune in for that. There will be some animals out there. I don't want to give away too much, but if you watch our morning show, tune in at about 10:30 for that. All right, everyone, have a wonderful and safe night, and thanks for watching. We'll be on the air at 8. See you in a few.